Bellotti.
Thank you. We're excited to announce the 2008 football signing class for the Ducks. I think once again it answers a lot of basic questions in terms of filling in for graduating seniors and addressing needs within our program. We have signed 20 people today, including Carson York, who is a repeat person from last year, did not enter school. We also expect one more letter coming in tomorrow. I will say that. We signed 4 junior college athletes and 16 high school seniors, 9 from California, 4 from Texas, 1 from Oregon, Arizona, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Kansas, and Washington. And 11 on offense, 8 on defense, 1 specialist, a long snapper. Let me go back and I'll try to talk about each one as we go. In fact, I'll go down the list really quickly because it's hard to talk about all, but the JC players are LeGarrette Blount, a running back from East Mississippi College out of Florida. Blake Ferris, a D lineman, a big physical inside player from City College of San Francisco. Zach Taylor, long snapper from Glenn Junior College, and then Justin Thompson, also a inside defensive lineman from El Camino College. High school players, Kiko Alonso, linebacker from Los Gatos, Kenyon Barner, defensive back, all-purpose athlete from Riverside, John Boyette, safety from Napa High School, who is actually already enrolled in school. Blake Cantu, wide receiver from South Lake Carroll. Nick Cody, offensive lineman from Brush Prairie. Garrett Embry, wide receiver from Roswell, Georgia. Scott Grady, defensive back from Tigard High School. Chris Harper, quarterback from Wichita, Kansas. Michael James, running back from Texarkana. Deion Jordan, wide receiver from Chandler, Arizona. Josh Cadu, linebacker from Vacaville. Michael Rivera, tight end from Van Nuys. Hamani Stevens, offensive lineman from Hemet. DeWitt Stuckey, a linebacker from Stockton, California. Darren Thomas, quarterback from Houston, Texas, who is also already enrolled in school. And Carson York, offensive lineman from Coeur d'Alene, who's also already enrolled in school. I think, again, let's talk about these guys a little bit more in depth. LeGarrette is a powerful, big running back. He reminds me a lot of Reuben Drones. I see a lot of similarities in their style and their physique. He obviously is going to help us replace Jonathan Stewart, and he will compete for playing time immediately. Blake Ferris is a big, physical defensive lineman, 6'6", 280. Probably will be bigger than that even. Was the captain of his team at City College of San Francisco, a perennial junior college power. Zach Taylor was the best long snapper in the United States in junior college, and he possesses athleticism, 6'5", 225. One of the things that was important to me is his coach said, in addition to being the best long snapper, he's one of the best football players we have on our team. Justin Thompson, one of the most highly acclaimed defensive linemen in the nation, 6'4", 300 pounds, and again, we have some needs at the defensive tackle spot. As obviously, both our starters graduated, and we failed to get a couple of guys last year. So these 2 junior college athletes become extremely important to us. Going through the high school players alphabetically, Kiko Alonso out of Los Gatos, one of the hardest hitting linebackers I saw on film this year. Really, really impressive. Whether he was playing tight end, H-back, or linebacker, when he hit you, you moved. You moved a long ways. He's got a great attitude about football. He's got great size already. 6'4", 239 pounds, ready-made to play. Kenyon Barner, one of the best all-purpose athletes probably in the nation. We're looking at him playing defensive back, although he will probably figure in some return plays as a kick returner. Was an excellent tailback and dominated the All-Star game that he played in. John Boyette, Player of the Year in Northern California, Mr. Everything for his team, played offense, defense, and special teams, played quarterback, caught the ball, ran the ball, threw the ball, played defense, and did an unbelievable job of leading his team to a section championship. He will play safety for us, but he's, again, an all-purpose athlete that we're really excited about. Blake Cantu, wide receiver from South Lake Carroll, one of the most versatile receivers, play inside or outside. Physical receiver, was hampered actually somewhat by injuries this year, but played really, really well, and comes from a great high school with a great program. Nick Cody, awesome young man, 6'5", 291 pounds, 4-star recruit, probably one of our best recruiters. well as our best football players. He probably talked to more of our guys than any other player that I've ever recruited. Gary Embry, another all-purpose, played both wide receiver and defensive back. Very, very talented athlete, 6'2", 200 pounds. Early commitment stuck with us, and we appreciate that. Again, explosive speed and a physical receiver that can play either inside or outside in our system. Scott Grady, much like Kenyon Varner, probably had as much or more notoriety on the offensive side of the ball. I think both of those guys had games in which they accumulated more than 350 yards of total offense in a football game. So obviously they provide some background. I think they both want to return kicks, but we look at them as defensive backs and find their way around the football all the time. Chris Harper, one of the top athletes in the United States. We believe he can be a tremendous quarterback, tremendous upside because he played in a similar system to ours. He does need some growth and maturity throwing the football, but he has all of the physical attributes to be a tremendous quarterback in this system. And one of the best athletes. The day before I made a home visit to him, he was 17 for 17 in his high school basketball game. So that's a great thing. So, Michael James, running back from Texarkana, reminds me a lot of Jeremiah Johnson. He's fast, he's quick, he's got great acceleration. He catches the ball very well in the backfield. Probably is the best all-around back in that regard, and has finishing speed and ability to make people miss. Deion Jordan. Deion Jordan is a wide receiver. He's 6'7", 210 pounds. He's obviously, his season was cut short this year due to a tragic accident in which he was burned. He's come back from that. He's playing basketball. He's a tremendous young man, tremendous athlete, very courageous, but also going to be very, very good. And I think he is a wide receiver. I don't think he's going to grow into being a tight end. We're looking at him as a big receiver, a la Jay Will, and has speed and plays both ways. Plays wide receiver and defensive end in his system. Josh Cadu, tremendous athlete, very versatile, played both ways. Fast, he'll grow. He's 6'3", 205 pounds, probably an outside backer for us, like the Sam position. But really excited because he's a great student and a great athlete. Michael Rivera, tight end, H-back, line of scrimmage guy, still growing very young, 6'3", 235 pounds, and did not accumulate a lot of catches this year because their quarterback got hurt early, but blocked and helped his team win a section championship. Hamani Stevens, one of the linemen that we coveted this year because he can play center, played center, one of the best, and he played both ways. We would have recruited him as a defensive lineman as well as an offensive lineman. I think the future is very bright for Hamani. I believe he'll come in and compete and play right now. DeWitt Stuckey, 6'1", 220, reminds me a lot of Anthony Trucks because he has a suddenness to him, speed and athleticism to make people miss. He's a playmaker all over the field. Same thing, gained a lot of ground yardage on offense, and you'll see a lot of plays, highlight film stuff both offensively and defensively. Almost every one of these young men was a two-way player for their team and excelled on both sides of the ball. Darren Thomas, quarterback, 6'3", 200 pounds from Aldine, Houston, Texas, already in school, four-star athlete. When I saw him on film, I thought he looked like Dennis Dixon, and I thought that's one of the best compliments I can pay to him, and I really believe he's here working out. In fact, he's here is obviously going to give him a leg up on the competition, but he is a tremendous runner, very accurate passer, great leader, great young man. Finally, Carson York. Carson hurt his shoulder last year, had to have off-season surgery, delayed his enrollment. He's here in school now, and when he's healthy, ready to go, 6'5", 280 pounds, and we're excited to have him. So with that, I am really excited about our class. We are still recruiting people. I believe we'll have another letter of intent in tomorrow, so stay tuned. But the rest of it is just as the world turns.
Last year you said